Of course not! Of course the game's not over. In fact, we've just barely reached the halfway point. This is where stuff gets real. Previously, everything was imaginary. This is the new mothership. The game describes it as a flying city. I don't really know if it's got a name. I would like to call it the Grand Mothership, or the Granny Ship for short. The Granny Ship is massive. There's one thing this game does well. I'd argue there's a few things it does well, but there's one thing it definitely does well, it is scale. The last time you played a game where a massive city-sized flying saucer appeared in front of your face. Boom! The Granny Ship is protected by a shield this time. Once again, it's going to be exactly the same ship as when we finally take it down at the end of the game. Spoilers. But it doesn't have any dots on the radar, so we cannot damage it. These are new flying saucers. Once again, not sure if they've actually got a name. Let's call them new saucers. They're not much to write home about. They're basically old saucers with more bits on them, and they fire bigger lasers. They probably have a bit more help. I'll tell as we're using the AS-19. We finally unlocked the AS-19 using AS-18 for ages. Well, we've technically been using the AS-19D, but that's not the actual AS-19. Now we have it. I'll be glad. Straight upgrade of the 18 series, more damage, a bit more range I think. Pretty nice. Enough about that though. This is probably one of the most unexpected plot twists I've ever experienced in a game. Probably not that unexpected to you, as I've hammed it up like anything. When you're playing the game, you gotta understand, you're not waiting like a day between updates or whatever. You're just playing in a row. You go up against the mothership and you defeat it and you think, wow, that was pretty cool. I just blew up a massive spaceship, and for some reason the credits don't play and you got some more levels and you're like, what's going on? It's obvious they've got something up their sleeves, but was not expecting such a massive spaceship. It's huge! Would have been even more surprising for people who bought this game, the Japanese version, when it first came out. Of course, Monster Attack only had like 25 levels, so by level 34, when you face the mothership, it's already, you know, significantly longer than the first game. No indication that there's anything more after that point. None of the loading screens feature any of these enemies from the second half of the game. Really, only clues are, well, if you look at the box art, but who looks at the box art very closely? Idiots, that's who. And also your completion percentages. Of course, once you're about 10% like we are here, you can infer that you're only halfway through the game. So there's 5 difficulty levels, I think. Don't know if the 6th one actually counts for it or not. I don't know. Maybe nobody knows. Anyhow, this knocked my socks off. The main reason I wanted to let's play this game is to share this absolutely amazing moment. It's pretty cool. Where the main thing that these new sources do is appear in massive numbers. As usual, not much of a threat on their own, but with hundreds of them on screen at once, firing their dangerous lasers. The mission just ends. Another casualty of the game losing its voice acting. Obviously, during that entire scene, there was probably some radio chatter telling you, "Oh my god, there's a spaceship! Oh, where did it come from? Oh no!" and stuff like that, and probably eventually ended with the order to retreat. the sort of thing that turns up in EDF 2017 a bit. Anyway, let's get on with the next mission. See how the Pale Wing deals with these guys. We're treated to yet another cutscene of the granny ship materializing. Different coloured warp hole this time. Up to time of day presumably. We get to have a little bit of a closer look at this thing. Underneath the shield you can see that there's various knobs and baubles with dishes and squibbles and columns. Every single one of them is counted as an enemy. They all fire independently. Each type has a different thing. There's like ones that fire lasers, ones that fire lots of rapid fire lasers. The big purple ones fire big blue balls. The large yellow cylindrical ones drop massive explosions everywhere. And of course there's the shield generators, which we will eventually take down in order to attack its weak points for ludicrous damage. Anyhow, this is what the city looks like a few hours later. I've actually just gone from the Tokyo suburbs map to the ruined city map, but let's not ruin the magic. You watch closely, you can see when the new sources spawn, their little wings are actually in an upwards position and they fold out. So they don't have to have such a big hole to come out of. That's a nice detail, I like that. Got the LAZR whatever with us today, and an upgraded Rapier. Rapier M2 Rapier. Same range as the original Rapier, more damage. Not really much to say about it apart from yeah! This level is most fun as the Pale Wing, of course, flying around with Rapier, murdering saucers. When you hit the shield generator, well not generator, the shield of the granny ship, it does that. Makes a lot of noise and lights. This level is quite similar to the introduction we had to the mothership in both this game and its predecessor. A massive mothership turns up, we don't even have the explodey phase, that's already been taken care of. And it drops 3 waves of saucers on you. This level isn't going to randomly end with no warning like the last one did. We have to actually kill all the saucers to win. There's a lot of enemies in this level and it's pretty good for farming armour and stuff if you're so inclined. Not the best method, probably a quite entertaining one. Probably show off the best method for farming armour later, once I work out how it's done. Involves clipping yourself into an ant's nest. Quite complicated. Also need a second controller if I want to do it properly. I'll find one of them. The mothership is keeping its lasers to itself this level. The last level was mainly a challenge to survive. Although in normal mode it's very possible to destroy the resources in that level and then just have the level end. I only actually realised that the level just ended whenever, during my test run where I left one enemy alive in order to pick up all the pickups as usual, and it just sort of ended. One of the new things these saucers do is not explode when they hit the floor. Actually quite aggravating, they just kind of lie around, laze about on the floor and get in your way. This also means they drop their items, their pickups, kind of where they fall usually. Which means they are hiding pickups with their dead corpses. That's just rude if you ask me. Also after the Dropping the last of the saucers, the mothership disappears in a weird effect. That sort of echoey screen effect appears whether you're looking at the mothership or not. Sorry, granny ship. It can be quite confusing if you're embroiled in a massive fight with a load of saucers, or getting stuck on some ruined building geometry and staring at the floor. There'll be a massive weird echo effect on the screen and you're just like, what happened there? I don't even know. Confused me during my test run anyway. This level will take absolutely ages if you don't use the rapier. There's just so many saucers. As ever, bringing a weapon with an ammo capacity as a backup when you've used all your engine flying and rapiering is the best plan. I brought the mid-range laser cannon because it's, well, mid-range. Sure, a thunder weapon would probably work well, and the problem with the unfocused rapier variants, they are wide range, means that you can't stand on top of the saucer and kill all the saucers around it without killing the saucer you're standing on. So I was using the rapier thrust series of weapons, I would have got away with it. But not a very good idea to stand on top of enemies. It's shot a lot. There's shot a lot you can do about it. And it's not a problem. Yes, that's going to be a catchphrase. Deal with it. Well, that's it for today. Bye-bye.